My husband has a lot of crazy college friends that he still hangs out with till this day, and Ajay was the normal one. So when my husband said we were going to stay at Ajay's place in Mississippi, I said, well, that sounds great, because he's really kind and he's nice and gentle, and we'd had great conversations when he was down here in Austin. We were going up to a wedding, and we were trying to save a few bucks for on a hotel, and Ajay was kind enough to say you could stay at our house. So I knew it was going to be a little different than what I expected when we got there, and Ajay wasn't there. So we knock on the door and we go in the house, and we're sitting talking to a woman named Kimmer, Ajay's wife, for a while, and we say, well, where's Ajay? And she says he doesn't live here, and I thought that was strange. He lives in Jersey, and he just comes in on the weekends. And I thought, well, that's unusual. And the house was just different than I expected. The house was a little chaotic. Like, I am pretty organized, and I like to have things clean, relatively speaking, but this house was a little chaotic. It had stuff everywhere, just random things all about the place, so that you couldn't really feel your way around what was supposed to happen next or what room you were in, because it was just everything was going on. And then it wasn't really cleaned very well. The stairs going upstairs, I think that they had never been vacuumed ever, because there were like all dust and then big just pieces of things on the edge, because when you keep walking up it just gets moved to the side, and so that was kind of weird. But then she comes at me one time. My two girls are there and her two boys are there, and the upstairs is this huge loft, and it's really joyful and playful. There are tons of toys everywhere, and they make a huge tent city, and it covers the entire every square inch of this huge room, and it's super fun and super chaotic. And then Kimmer tells me, she brings me this big huge orange cat, and she shows me this orange cat, and she says, this is the orange cat that will jump on your face in the middle of the night with its claws hanging out. And the cat goes, rawr! And I'm so worried about this house. I'm can we close the door to my girls' room so the scary cat, doesn't jump on their face and claw them in the middle of the night? And she goes, sure. So we do that. So we're doing okay. But we're just not sure where meals are coming from, or we're not sure so we're just hanging on to our semblance of sanity. And then we decide that we are going to go out to eat, and we can't figure out where to go out to eat. We're trying to figure this out with Kimmer has a housekeeper, which is so weird. I'm how does she have a housekeeper? This place is a mess. Oh, but her housekeeper is super sweet. She's about 18 years old, and she tells us that she didn't ever go to school. And I'm oh, you were homeschooled? And she's well, yes, except my mom didn't ever teach us anything. I'm where are these people from? I don't even know. And so we're trying to figure out where to go eat. And my husband at this point had been a couple of days, and he's I just got to have a salad. You got to get me a salad, because there was a lot of IHOPs around, and a lot of burger places, and a lot of really bad burger places. He's you just get me whatever you do, get me a salad. And so we're going on our phones trying to find a restaurant that has a salad, and they don't know where one is. They're a salad? We don't know, we don't have salad. And they were trying to figure out, and every place that has a salad is too expensive, and we want to buy the meal, and they wouldn't have it, because they don't want us to buy for them, because we already bought IHOP. And so the only place I could think of with a salad was Cece's Pizza has salad. Do y'all know Cece's Pizza? $2.99 buffet, all you can eat. And the only salad they have is a cut up iceberg lettuce, just old iceberg lettuce with just dressing. It was the worst salad my husband ever ate, and he still remembers that lunch this day, that he was trying to have a healthy, good lunch, and we ended up at Cece's. That was the best we could come up with. And so we just were having a really hard time. And then the last day, we have one more day, and we want to do something special. And so Sean is thinking of going to see Elvis's home, and there was this other museum we wanted to see. But the kids got involved, and the kids say, we really want to just go roller skating. And so we're whatever. We're at this point, we're just go roller skating. We did, and it was fun, and it was lovely. And what I noticed is that Kimmer's kids and my kids were really, really getting along. They had so much fun upstairs in that huge fort. They had just laughed for probably 100 hours over these 2 days together. And they really had grown fond of each other, and they were going to miss each other. And then the older son, Che, comes up to me and says, I found all this money on the floor. What should I do with it? Like, who can I bring it to? And so it was really sweet that he had volunteered to bring it in. And so we bring it to the counter and turn it in. And then Kimmer comes in and is sitting down with her boys. And one thing I noticed, like in the midst of all of this chaos, there's so much chaos and so much like churn. Like underneath it all, like Kimmer is really sweet with her boys, and her boys really love her. And her boys were really kind. They were kind boys. And so I thought about it a little bit, that maybe she was there for a purpose, because sometimes I focus too much on organizing my life and cleaning the house and making things all neat and in their contained pockets. And that's fine. I think I'll always be that way. But underneath it all, the more important thing is just taking the time to be there for your kids and to teach them the right things and to love on them, and that's more important than having a clean house. And she was in my life at that time to tell me that.